Eagle-eyed viewers can sometimes catch Ramsay fiddling with a small earpiece, or even get a glimpse of it during close-up shots. The small IFB earpiece is used by producers watching the action on monitors to act as a second pair of eyes for Gordon. But during the very first dinner service in Season 1, when he was told to leave the red kitchen to catch a fight between the chefs and the blue team, Gordon walked off set altogether. His producer, Arthur Smith, revealed in his book, Reach, that Chef Ramsay had instructed the team not to talk to him during dinner service, and he was happy when they did. Arthur managed to calm him down by explaining that the US show was a bigger production than he had been working on in the UK, and now involved more than 80 cameras. Ramsay eventually conceded that he could benefit from suggestions and tip-offs from the production team, and returned to the set to continue service. He worked happily alongside Smith for close to 500 more episodes of Hell's Kitchen, so he clearly didn't hold a grudge about what he started off feeling was a rude interruption. Number 2. There are lawyers on set at all times. Fox makes sure there is a legal representative on set during filming, and it's not to protect Gordon if he loses his temper. Instead, they are there to make sure the contest rules are being followed, so there's no suggestion that the prize is given out unfairly. It's easy to forget that the chefs are hoping to win a cool $250,000, and where there's a large cash prize, it's essential that the competition is run impartially. That's why some of the times we have seen Gordon at his angriest in Hell's Kitchen have been when someone suggests that they've been sabotaged.
You lying, Chef. Yeah. You trying to sabotage me. Really? Where? You set me up. I'm steady bringing you. Who set you up? Chef, and you throw the pan. You're making an excuse. You're lying.
An accusation of unfairness was enough to get contestants thrown out of the kitchen mid-service, and Gordon is always keen to clear up any misinterpretations about his integrity.
Jen accused me of sabotaging her. The truth of the matter is, the only thing that sabotaged Jen tonight was her cooking.
Number 3. Everyone waits while the eliminated chefs' bags are packed. For viewers, the last glimpse of a contestant after elimination is usually them walking out of Hell's Kitchen's doors, or giving their last thought on the experience in a confessional. While the unlucky ones who are kicked out mid-service are often seen dragging backpacks and suitcases out the back doors, the others seem to walk away empty-handed. So what happens to their stuff? Cheyenne from season 21 revealed that the production team enters the dorms and packs up their suitcases, and they're usually so fast, it's ready to meet them at the door. Once the bags are packed and that week's losing chef has left the building, Gordon leaves and the remaining contestants can return to the dorm. They really don't get to say goodbye when the cameras stop rolling. Number 4. Gordon bans meat thermometers, but the chefs have a secret weapon. Chef Ramsay famously doesn't allow meat thermometers into Hell's Kitchen, and expects the chefs to be able to assess whether their protein is cooked properly by look and feel alone. That's something a few contestants have discovered the hard way.
Matthew makes a desperate attempt to get his chicken temperature right.
It's only at 118.
That blink and you've missed it moment cost Matthew everything when he was eliminated following that service.
And the next time you decide to cook protein, use it properly. Good night.
The contestants have found a way around the problem, though, using a kitchen gadget they're allowed to have. If you've ever spotted a strange blue dot sticking out of a chef's pocket, you've spotted their cake tester, which is a legitimate tool. Anne-Marie from season 23 admitted that the chefs use them not on cakes, but on protein, in place of the illegal meat thermometers. And Vlad went on to show us.
The cake tester. To make sure that all the steaks come out perfectly, I'm gonna give him a little cake test at the end.
While Gordon is aware that this hack is used in the kitchen, it's harder for him to spot. Meat thermometers are banned as they poke holes in the meat, causing the juices to come out and the protein to dry up. Whereas cake testers, when used on a steak, don't compromise the meat in the same way. Number 5. Hell's Kitchen is a holiday, for some anyway. While no one wants to be eliminated from Hell's Kitchen, there's an upside for the exhausted chefs that are ejected sooner than they'd like. They aren't going straight home. The top 10 wannabe winners, plus a few alternatives, are given time off in a hotel to rest and recuperate before returning for the final dinner service. As well as keeping them close by to finish up post-production interviews, this also ensures that there are no accidental tip-offs about who made it through to the finale and won the ultimate prize. Unlike some other reality shows, the chefs aren't left out of pocket either. They are paid a salary for their time on the show, and receive an extra $1,000 bonus if their team wins the last service. Number 6. It's not easy to reserve a table. In the early days of Hell's Kitchen, the diners seen in the restaurant were mainly locals who had responded to an advert offering an appearance on reality TV. After responding to a Craigslist ad, they were given directions to the restaurant, which was actually a soundstage, and the name of the show was revealed. However, this policy changed, possibly after the production team, and Gordon himself, were forced to deal with some difficult situations which they had little control over. It started with simple complaints about the wait times as customers got increasingly hungry.
Right now we're about 7 tables behind.
That doesn't do much for me.
Yeah, right. Can I just say you do fuck all for me either?
As the alcohol flowed and the food didn't follow, the dining room sometimes became a loud and unruly place.
I want my food. I want my food. I want my food.
I can't take any more. Shut it down. Stop. Turn it off.
One memorable group was so hungry they called out for pizza, which was delivered to the restaurant while they waited for their fine dining appetizers.
I'm sorry. You can't.
What? Don't tell me I can't.
No, I'm seriously.
Look, I want some food, man.
You can't.
That situation led to the maitre d' being threatened and pushed before the offending customer was removed. Gordon himself was drawn into several arguments about the quality of the food when diners approached him at the pass.
I just want more pumpkin, that's all I want.
Right, well, I'll get you more pumpkin. I'll ram it right up your ass. Would you like it whole or diced?
So it's probably no surprise that it's now much harder for fans to get a reservation at their favorite reality TV restaurant. These days, the easiest way is to sign up with a casting agency to be an extra, though that doesn't guarantee you'll get a meal, and you may have to wait months or years to be called. Alternatively, keep an eye out for social media posts which have appeared in the last few years to allow regular people to attend, but don't get your hopes up. Kevin Caudle from seasons 6 and 18 revealed that unless they were celebrities, the diners were made up of friends or the crew. That certainly seems easier to control. Number 7. They have to cook for themselves, but don't have to do their laundry. After a long day cooking up fabulous feasts for Gordon and his customers, you might think the chefs kick back with some top quality catering, but you couldn't be more wrong. The chefs are actually responsible for preparing their own food back in the dorms before or after service. And as they are keeping up with such a crazy pace during filming, that food is usually quick microwave meals. Cheyenne revealed the favorite meal for the busy contestants, and it's not the balanced and nutritious food they'd prefer. They tend to just snack on Hot Pockets. But couldn't they just eat the leftover challenge dishes? Or the food Ramsay rejected on the pass? Sadly, not. Insiders have shared that the crew sometimes eats the signature dishes after Gordon has taken a bite, but all the food in Hell's Kitchen is trashed due to cross-contamination and allergy issues. The chefs aren't expected to do their own laundry though. Each chef has 2 or 3 jackets, and every morning there is a clean one waiting for them while the others are washed. Sometimes, chefs who are known for making more of a mess in the kitchen need to change mid-service, so there is always a spare on hand too. And what happens to all these jackets at the end of the show? Contestants received one, freshly laundered and wrapped, for use at public appearances. Number 8. Filming is a long process. Hell's Kitchen seasons are filmed 2 at a time, back to back over a period of about 8 weeks every couple of years. It appears that the production teams run a tighter ship than ever, as more contestants take part now than in earlier seasons, but the filming schedule stayed roughly the same. Season 3 winner Rock Harper confirmed that his season took around 4 weeks to film, with cameras rolling for around 18 hours, 6 days a week. That makes sense when you remember how much they have to squeeze into each day. They start out with challenges and the resulting rewards or punishments before service and elimination. Cheyenne gave viewers an idea of all the extras that they also have to include in that packed schedule to make the show work. They were filmed from waking at 6 or 7 a.m., right through to going to sleep, and needed to film lengthy confessional segments as well as finding time to eat something and have a shower. Apparently, she found it tough to squeeze a quick nap in. Post-production for each season then takes around 6 months, as for each 43-minute episode, they must edit down 150 hours of tape before adding captions, graphics, music, and narration. That's why it takes a while to hit our screens. Number 9. Gordon has bodyguards on set. As a high net worth individual, it's no surprise that Gordon is protected by bodyguards wherever he goes. It certainly seems sensible to spend some of his reported $220 million fortune on his safety, and that continues when he's out on the set of Hell's Kitchen. While most contestants accept that they are going to be yelled at by the celebrity chef, it's reportedly spelled out to them in their contract before joining the show. Some contestants still take it very personally. That was certainly the case for Joseph Tinnelly in Season 6, whose threats to fight Gordon gave viewers a glimpse of his security detail. It all started when Joseph refused to name a nominee for eviction, then got increasingly furious when Gordon continued to demand one.
I ain't no bitch, chef. I don't give a I ain't no bitch.
Joseph suggested they continue the conversation out in the parking lot. As he ripped off his chef's jacket and stormed towards Chef Ramsay, we got a glimpse of the backup he had lurking just out of sight.
You got no respect.
No respect.
Now get out.
You. You bitch. All you.
Joseph sensibly chose to head out to the parking lot alone, because between Gordon and his trained protection officers, who seemed ready for anything, it really wouldn't have been a fair fight. In fact, Gordon probably didn't even need them. He enjoys boxing in his spare time, and has a black belt in karate. That's probably why he didn't look flustered. Number 10. Being a contestant is a lonely business. Due to the competitive nature of the show, and the viewers' desire to witness every interaction firsthand, contestants are kept apart whenever they're not being filmed. Before their first day in Hell's Kitchen, the chefs are hidden in a nearby hotel for 3 days, while they are prepared for their first experience of the show. Once filming begins, they are not allowed access to any electronic devices, so there's no chance to call, text, or email a friend, or catch up on social media. That's tough on the chefs, but also tough on their families. Loved ones must go no contact with them for 4 full weeks if they make it to the final, but producers can call and update family at home on their progress. From Monday to Saturday, the chefs are so busy that time must fly by for them in a blur of cooking and yelling. But they are legally required to have a full day off on Sunday, and once again they are taken to a hotel for a break. After a late finish on Saturday, they get to rest for the whole day on Sunday before returning to set on Monday to be filmed waking. And while we're sure they're glad of the break from each other, it's one extreme to the other. They are not allowed to speak or to be near each other during that time. And if they want to leave their room, a member of the production team must accompany them wherever they go. Number 11. The food and drinks are free, but there are no bathrooms. Not only do customers in the dining room get to experience an exquisite meal that Gordon himself has approved at the pass, but everything they eat is completely free. Diners don't have to pay for their food or drinks during filming, though they do have to sign a contract accepting that on a bad night, they might not be fed. But the wine, beer, and bread are also complimentary, and waiters are told to make sure the diners' glasses are never empty, to make sure there are no continuity issues on screen. The only downside of the free drinks policy? The soundstage restaurant area doesn't have a bathroom, and once you leave to use the trailers outside, you can't go back in. Have you spotted any diners sitting with crossed legs? Number 12. Gordon is a hands-on coach and mentor, and so are the sous chefs. Over the years, Hell's Kitchen viewers have got used to seeing Gordon angry.
Look! Look! What the f*** is this?
Sometimes he was very angry.
What is that?
This is...
Yeah, it's f*** wrong!
And sometimes he seemed to be in a blind rage.
Yeah, say that again?
I said I'm not
Yeah,
face,
you're
chef.
pissed, are you?
I'm not.
Look at me in the eyes! Not as pissed as I am! You f***ing are! Donkey!
While the chefs leaving the competition widely acknowledge that Chef Ramsay is a temper in the kitchen, which they often defend by saying he is just passionate about his food, many report a hidden side to their interactions. Ex-contestants often mention moments when they are struggling with a dish or a technique, and Gordon quietly took time to show them what to do.
Anytime that we had an issue, all we had to do is say chef, and he was there to kind of be like, here, let's try it this way, let's do it this way.
In fact, One production team member recalled a particularly bad dinner service when Ramsay went to each and every chef in the kitchen and patiently taught them how to run their station. That's despite the fact the sous chefs have already spent time with the teams, coaching them and demonstrating the menu. Number 13. There's a strict no music rule. If you think the contestants kick back and party after a long day in the kitchen, you'd probably be wrong. Other than a couple of notable nights when some of them hit the beers in the hot tub, the chefs are usually too tired to dance the night away. Plus, they are missing one major ingredient. Hell's Kitchen has a very strict no music rule. That's right, they can't play music, and they can't sing music, because broadcasting a copyrighted song is too expensive. There is one upside to music-free living for the chefs. If they ever want any privacy, all they have to do is sing a song, and they can be sure that the footage being filmed will never be shown. To add to their boredom, the chefs are not allowed to watch TV or have any media in the house. That's partly because football games and news reports will date the season. The chefs do sometimes try to smuggle news into the dorms, but the cameras and producers really do see everything, and they don't often get away with it. Number 14. Eliminated chefs speak to a therapist. After weeks in the pressure cooker of Hell's Kitchen and the stress of elimination, the chefs might want to head out and celebrate or commiserate their time on the show. But there's one thing they must all do first. Immediately after elimination, the contestants are returned to the nearby hotel, where they are visited by a therapist for evaluation. By this point, the chefs are used to speaking to members of the extended Hell's Kitchen team, who are employed to make sure the pressure won't be too much for them. Before they are allowed to take part on the show, the contestants are given physical and mental health checks by doctors and psychiatrists, and have their backgrounds investigated by a PI. After the show, to keep the chefs safe from themselves, and each other in the case of on-screen feuds, they once again seek clearance from a therapist before the contestants can leave the hotel. Number 15. Gordon doesn't watch the show. The ratings figures for Hell's Kitchen have gone as high as 10 million viewers per season, but there's one person who is never one of them. Chef Ramsay hates watching himself on screen, so he avoids his own shows. He apparently prefers to watch Deadliest Catch, or take his wife out for dinner instead.